Could the Eagles be the Bengals this year, like the Bengals went to this?
Yeah, I think they win their division. I'm not sold on the Cowboys, and I don't think there's anybody else in that division that's really going to make a run the way the Eagles could when you look at the pieces they have. I mean, what they've added opposite of Devontae Smith now, Jalen Hurts is a guy that I think just going to continue to get better. Is he an elite thrower? No, but I think he's just as good as a thrower in the long run as Ryan Tannehill is. But like I don't think there's this huge difference between Jalen Hurts and some of these other quarterbacks when it comes down to throwing the ball. But I think Jalen has such a good net. Let's really think about this. Okay, let's really think about this. And they're in the same division. How much better is Dak Prescott really than Jalen Hurts? How much better is Dak than Jalen Hurts? And I know I'm not the biggest Cowboys fan ever. Okay, I don't hold any animus toward him. You know, I don't think Jerry Jones does things the right way. Because he can't win unless he has a guy that is able to big boy him like Jimmy Johnson, former teammate of his, was able to tell him, no, Jerry, we're going to do this. But I'm telling you right now, where is the biggest, and I know we need a bigger sample size for Jalen Hurts, but when you look and project Jalen Hurts over the next 5 years, who's the best comp for Jalen Hurts? It's Dak Prescott. It's Dak. Think when Dak came in the league, right, from Mississippi State. Good thrower. You weren't sitting there saying Dak is an absolute elite thrower of the ball. He's the best thrower in college football. No, he threw well enough. He was big enough and was able to run well enough to be really effective and run smart and physical. The comp for Jalen Hurts is Dak Prescott.
I never thought Jalen Hurts would be a good NFL quarterback. I didn't think he threw the ball well enough at Alabama. It made sense when Tua came in that Tua took over that team and could really sling the football around. And almost every step of the way, Jalen Hurts either proves me wrong or at least, I mean, this is going to be the year. When you talk about a bigger sample size, we need a bigger sample size, and this is the year we need to really look at Jalen Hurts and say, does he throw the ball well enough to be able to lead a team to the Super Bowl the way Joe Burrow was last year if we're talking about Eagles-Bengals comparison. But I'm telling you what, you talk about winners and you talk about guys having that it factor. Jalen Hurts clearly has that. I mean, he left an impression on Nick Saban at that Alabama program. Not a lot of guys do that. Even when he went over to Oklahoma, he followed up Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, right? He went over there, he still put up big numbers. I'm starting to believe in Jalen Hurts more and more, and even apart from him, that Eagles team is stacked. The defense got a lot better, and I played 4 years with Brandon Graham. If he's the leader of that team and he's the most tenured guy on that team, I'm telling you, that's a guy you want to go to war with. I know he's a little bit older, but if he's the leader of the Eagles team, I believe in them.
Well, another Bama quarterback, too, that's got no excuses, because there's no excuses for Jalen Hurts this year with the roster they have. Tua Tagovailoa, another Alabama quarterback. There's no excuses anymore. You've got the guys up front, and I know the Dolphins don't have the best offensive line, but it's serviceable. It's damn sure serviceable, especially compared to what the Bengals had. You've got Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, Mike, my hands are sticky, just sicky at tight end. You've got the weapons. Dolphins. Now you've just got to go out and do it. So I'm looking at the Eagles. I think they have a chance to do a lot of damage.
I think the Eagles would be a good sleeper. I mean, you just look at the roster and the way they drafted. The thing about Jalen Hurts, he's always gotten better. Jalen's always got better throughout the years, but he still has to tell me he has to be an elite thrower of the ball if you're going to go deep into the playoffs and even win a Super Bowl, because you're not going to run your way to a Super Bowl. You're just not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. So I like the comp at Dak Prescott. I do think Dak's a better thrower, but I do think Jalen's a better runner. I feel like Jalen has more weapons around him right now. But, I mean, there's no excuses for Dak. I think there's probably a little bit more you could say, well, Jalen's still young. He's still grown a little bit. But there's no more excuses for the Cowboys. There's no more excuses for Dak Prescott. If you get in the playoffs and choke like you always do, then that is on y'all, and you deserve all the criticism that comes to you. I still think Jalen's growing as a player, progressionally, mentally. He still needs to recognize defenses a little bit better. But the Eagles right now, roster-wise, are in a great spot in the way they drafted Jordan Davis. I mean, Nakobe Dean. They're basically just getting Georgia players and Bama players and say, hey, let's see if we can go
Genius
win one.
strategy.
And that's a great recipe.
High IQ
I think
strategy.
the Eagles would be a great sleeper pick. I don't know what their odds were to win the Super Bowl.
2,200?
2,200. But yeah, so I mean, if Jalen can take that next step, throwing the ball and become more of a throw-first type of quarterback, I feel like the Eagles could run with realistically anybody.
Well, yeah, too, and we've also got to make note. You're starting to see the RPO really show itself in the NFL.
Yeah,
it really started with the Panthers. Like it's kind of making this wave through, because the theory is always don't run the quarterback, don't run the quarterback, don't run the quarterback. Well, when you got a guy like Jalen Hurts, you can give the illusion of running or the decoy of running without running off
Squat
the RPO.
600 pounds.
That's exactly right. How about I take 2 steps and then spit it out after I read the nickel?
I'll tell you what, one of the players I'm really fascinated to see the trajectory of his career while we're talking about Alabama guys on the Eagles is Devontae Smith. Does he end up being a good professional wide receiver, or does he end up doing what he did in college and being like, hey, I'm here, I'm that guy.
I think he's elite, Dave.
I'm going to be a top 3 wide receiver in this league year in and year out.
Quick
That's
feet,
what I
long
want.
arms.
I've said I'd take Devontae Smith over DK Metcalf.
I agree.
I'd probably take. It'd be a close one with Devontae Smith. AJ Brown would be close. I believe in Devontae Smith.
I'm taking Devontae Smith.
That kid is different, man. You go back to college, that kid, you can't guard him one-on-one. He's long and fast, but one of the best hands I've ever seen. And he's a natural receiver, the reader of the ball, getting it at the highest point, know where to put your body to catch it. I'm telling you, this kid, if he had a better thrower, if you put Devontae Smith on the Chiefs or on the Bills, I'm telling you, he'd be breaking records.
I'll raise you one. I think he's got 2 amazing hands when it comes to catching the ball.
Hey, if you like that content, go ahead and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, String in a Cup. As long as you're listening, we appreciate you. Go subscribe now. It's Cranic Company.